Well, just disclaimer, I didn't know my mom was allergic to bees when I stung her, but we found that out pretty quick. When the throat starts closing up, you're like, oh, well, maybe I made a mistake here. So anyway, through the therapy process, I had a little bit of arthritis in the knee, have some in my shoulder from working out. And I had a therapist in town, good buddy of mine to this day, great guy, neuromuscular therapist named Randy Brower. And he said, listen, man, I can take care of some of that arthritis with honeybees. I can give you a bee sting. And I was very skeptical. I was like, no, what are you talking about, man? A bee sting? No way. He showed me the research, the study from the University of Maryland, from overseas in Europe. They did studies on these things where they actually do injections. So I let him sting me with a bee in my shoulder once, and it cured it. And I was a believer. So basically, Randy, the witch doctor, he had a beehive at his house. I'd go and load up a bunch of bees, and I thought, hey, one sting works. 40 or 50 must be a lot better.
Like most athletes, that's how we all think.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I stung myself until my knee was about the size of a basketball. It's like, oh, that's going to heal everything. And I think my arthritis was gone, but I don't know if that really was a good thing for my MCL. But, you do what you can. And then what Mike's talking about, you can think on it. But my mom had an issue with her ankle. So I thought, hey, I'll sting you with a bee, right? I'll fix it.
So let's take a quick TO.
All right, go ahead.
So Zedalis would go and get these bees. We'd go with him to the hive, and what he would do is just think of like a plastic, bag you get from the grocery store. He'd catch, let's say 5, 6, 7 bees, whatever. He then would take them and he'd stick them in the refrigerator because these bees would get cold and then they would get like basically almost comatose, where then he could just hold them with his finger. And he would kind of blow on them a little bit and kind of wake him up, and then he would sting himself. So we go and we get like 6 or 7 bees. His mom had rolled her ankle. She's kind of complaining a little bit. So Zac has this bright idea that he is going to give his mom some bee therapy. Well, me and my young 19, 20-year-old infinite wisdom say, hey, Zac, does your mom know if she's allergic to bees or not? Because a lot of people have never been stung by a honeybee, believe it or not. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm serious. Like, it's not like an everyday occurrence. We probably should make sure. So we get over there through the discussion, and she goes, you know what, Mike? I don't know if I've ever actually been stung or not. Well, then Zac, with his infinite wisdom, just kind of puts genetics to the test and says, well, she's my mom. There's no way she's allergic to them because I've stung myself hundreds of times. So once again, to Zac's credit, he thinks if 1 is good, 2 is what?
Better.
Even better.
That's right.
So he figured, let's sting her 3 times just to make sure that this ankle problem goes away. Zac, you can go ahead and go fill in the rest of the story from here, pal.
She wasn't worried about her ankle after that. She was fine after that. She just couldn't breathe very well.
She took a trip to the hospital, boys, because let's just say she went to a little bit of that anaphylactic shock. And meanwhile, Zac's on the phone basically telling her, well, I guess your genetics aren't good because they don't do anything to me.
I was a little bit more loving than that than my mom, but yeah, she had to tough it up a little bit. She was a tough mom, so she had to walk it off. Walk it off. Just walk it off. You'll be fine. Take some deep breaths, walk it off.